This is the Infinite Intelligence Report, episode number 2. Question. My family and friends are pressuring me to get inoculated, even though this is the last thing I want to do. What can I or anyone do to make peace with those who pressure us into what we don't want to be involved with, as our loved ones can be ignorant to these agendas happening? When you face adversity towards the ones whom you love, where does the impression of resistance come from? Do you hold any animosity towards the ones you love despite what they have decided to voice an opinion on? Should there be difficulty in realizing that which you already know is best for you, to be met with resistance when your mind on the matter has already been made up? Why concern over such things when you have already reached the point of decision for yourself? Let your loved ones voice whatever it is they choose to, for you have the ability to agree or disagree. Yet the love that bonds you together with them behind the surface of all agendas shall always remain intact. Love is not something to take lightly. It is the living essence that binds all life together. It is the essence that makes all one. Therefore, let yourself be reminded that the love you hold together with those whom you cherish is a light that can never dim. Some of you also feel like you are threatened to abide in matters that once again you feel you have already made up your mind regarding. Threats of this nature are empty ones. Where love is withheld, separation follows, yet separation holds no merit of permanence. It is an impermanence. It will always lead to expiration at some point. You must remember what binds you together, because you have already shared that your family or friends are your dear loved ones. Let them be as they need to be, for they are only the reflections of reminder to you which holds convictions both through that which is truth and that which is belief. Where there are convictions of belief, it is to know that such things are walls and limitations. Therefore, your reflections pertaining to loved ones in your life are that reminder of what can be taken down. Where you concede effortlessly towards something that you know does not sit well with you because you don't want to disappoint anyone, this is the realization of the limitation you have discovered by your reflections of loved ones enacting a situation with you. Be true to yourself, as the reflections of life are the reminder of what is true to you and what is a belief of ignorance. It is not to point out where one in your life may be ignorant regarding a matter, because the ignorance you hold creates such a conflict. One free of ignorance pertaining to such a matter is not in conflict regarding it, because they hold strong within themselves truth that holds no boundary to elicit a response of conflict, which therefore is summoned by ignorance. It is a reminder to you that you honor what you know to be a conviction of truth. That which you know is certain. When you know this, there is no conflict with loved ones, because you hold none. It does not matter if one agrees or disagrees with your decision. You have stood firm based on knowing that decisions and actions performed are in resonance to what you know is true, regardless of threat or consequence. Such things will not last when you stand true to who you are and what you know to be truth. Lies cannot bear the integrity of long-lasting effects. Lies will collapse, and they will collapse through a short amount of time that will be reached. Ignorance are lies used to try to offer defense, convenience, and false confidence. They cannot stand the test of time. Where you know you are ignorant and you catch such a trait, you can vanquish it, for it is transient. Yet, one who does not know they are ignorant will only be caught up in the heat of battle with their own conflicts, and it will manifest in argumentative responses through family, friends, acquaintances, and others a part of your life. Therefore, by you sharing your disinterest and unwillingness to participate in such an agenda, regardless of another's agreement or disagreement, what do you have to fear? You stand firm in your decision that will stand the test of time because truth is behind it. Where there is disagreement, let it be so. Withdraw and go within. to continue in illuminating your truth. When you feel others cannot join you alongside such truth, hold them in your hearts. It is not a requirement for them to understand your decision. You lack the ability to control the life paths of others. Let it be, and stay true to who you are and the decisions you have made through truth. Question: is it true that there are counterforces who have mostly won this war against the shadow forces, and if so, why hasn't this been announced publicly yet? For you to understand what the counterforce is, you must first realize the science and how it takes effect. Whenever there is an ill intent that will cause harm to innocence, the energy that binds all things together segregates through the appearance of that which is disharmonious. However, through the eyes that see beyond event, there exists energy equal to the strength that one feels is in such a misdeed. That misdeed will always be met with counter-activity that will lead into the alleviation of its distortion. To put it simply, any ill intent of action will always be coupled by its counterforce to annihilate the imbalance imposed through intent. This has been happening through ageless thought. It is the nature of all intent, all thought, all awareness. Pure consciousness. Those that stoop to the ignorance to create ill intent will always be met with the counterforce to annihilate it. This idea of annihilation comes through the physical plane, showing itself as manifestations of such a counterforce: people, events, places, and objects. The veil of mind in physical reality utilizes all components of physical reality to equalize what has been focused on through such ignorant ill intentions and balance it in harmony. Beyond this plane, it is already balanced, but through the perception of linear space, time, and matter, the balancing of such energy is demonstrated through such a linear current. Through linearity of space and time, the dissolution of the ill intent is witnessed in its dissolvement through what was previously stated based on using people, places, events, and objects as the instruments demonstrating the rebalancing of the intent into harmony. Now that you understand its science, you will see that anything upon your world inorganically cultivated by ill intention will always be met by its counterforce. You are simply looking at inventions that equate to the ill intention themes that have been created by those who have perpetrated these deeds. To put it simply, you rely upon being informed by the very creations that have been infiltrated and set to ill-intended purposes by the very ones responsible for such perpetrations that have left you in ignorance because you have given power to all that they tell you to give power to. This only creates great ill intention that will be met with greater counterforce. It shall not come through the mediums or platforms you think it will. Where there is ill intent towards a created platform, that will lead to counterforce manifestation behind the platform to then take down such a platform. You cannot see the counterforce effect through the limitations of such platforms available. It will come in different ways to address the heart of the ill-intended thought past what you believe it needs to come through. It will come directly to the ones responsible for cultivating the ill intention. And you may not see this on your television screens nor your technological devices. Ill intention is a thought, and thought that is focused on ill intently will be met with the portions of its wholeness, representing the counterforce to rebalance and restore imbalance. Ill intention is a thought, and thought that is focused on ill intently will be met with the portions of its wholeness, representing the counterforce to rebalance and restore imbalance. From what you term as your dark forces, they have already reached defeat in planes that are unseen. Yet through linearity, this will be demonstrated because you yourselves are part of that counterforce. You are the proverbial white blood cells that are attacking a threatening virus that will lead to a great resolution for the Earth that is not yet seen because of its linearity. For there are many paths the white blood cells shall take to exterminate the virus within the proverbial body. You are enacting the results of being the counterforce rebalancing and reharmonizing the earth body. This portrayal of action through event is how you understand what is to be done to grant the experience of resolution, so that such acts need not be repeated on a planetary level, like what you are going through currently. It needs to be seen, witnessed, experienced, and learned from, culminating into wisdom. This is how the counterforce is able to overtake what is in distortion. Through the learning and realization of what was in lack, the remembrance of what was needed to counteract has been sustained within yourself. That is the cure, as it were, to eliminate all ill-intended acts perpetrated by those ignorantly obsessed with control. What lies ahead for you will be this action leading into realized experience, culminating into wisdom. For that is your elixir to cure all ailments existing within the mind of humanity. Question: what can any of us do to assist in speeding up the process of ending this worldwide agenda that we've been facing now for nearly 2 years? Realize what you are capable of achieving together as a people. This is not an agenda that requires the acts of a few, but the acts of the many coordinated together. As you work together as a common body, collectively aligned to eliminate the ill-intended perpetration, you will accelerate what needs to be understood by your people to grow, mature, and digest the wisdom that will bring you into betterment. You have struggled because you have been separate, and this separation has been part of a great collective ignorance. You only see yourselves in dramatic situations and believe you are apart from one another, acting only for selfish means that only create greater divisions through the earth's people. You concern over religion, governments, finances, education, technology, ways of living, moral conduct, and more. You each confront one another, battling each other's opinions and fighting over resources that you yourselves have personally created. It becomes chaotic because the perpetrators have engineered such things for you to grasp your attention on and do battle with your fellow men, women, and children. This is why human history is constantly shown as being conflicting, adversarial, and ignorant through separate self-tendencies. Where there is division, there is fear. Where there is fear, there is control. Many of you are in fear because you do not believe in everything that resides within you to resolve all chaos happening upon the earth and its people presently. This is why these culminations of agendas that are intense with ill intent do manifest on the earth plane. It is because you must learn to come together, work together, resolve together, learn together, and become wise together. That is the fulfillment of the counterforce, returning in wholeness to itself, once distorted. Show love, compassion, support, and encouragement to your fellow family. By family, this is every living being on the planet Earth. Cooperate together. As you do this, you will come together in harmony, and minds will be one in counteracting all falsehoods bred through ill intent. This will lead to a culmination that will vanquish the perpetrators that you have blindly followed for a great number of generations. Their strategy was to remain clandestine. This, however, is no longer the case. You are seeing them in plain sight, and as you work together to bring love, compassion, support, aid, education, and strong intentions through the power of thought and feelings, you will remedy such agendas. Through strong thoughts of resolution come strong actions that follow. That is your assistance that can bring all of this to a conclusion, so that greater events that will bring further betterment to the people of the earth can then show itself, and a greater evolution for the human race and all life on the earth can commence. This concludes this episode of the Infinite Intelligence Report. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for checking out the New Earth Teachings YouTube channel. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you can check out the websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can order a private session, 3 questions by email, EQ method, and a lot more. And you can also check out healingcodecards.com, where you can grab your mind deck, your body deck, and of course the brand new Body Deck Special Edition. All of these are available in digital editions as well. And you can also get a shirt just like this through healingcodeshop.com, where you can experience the healing codes in apparel form. So feel free to check out these websites. Thank you so much, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Be well.